My shamanic journey began by listening to the repetitive drumming and focusing on a specific place around the world which I knew well and could easily visualise. I chose my grandparents' garden as it is a large open space which I could visualise well. The intention of this journey was to find my spirit helper and to ask them what we could do to help each other. I began by walking up 3 steps onto the main part of the garden which was covered in snow. I could almost feel the cold as I walked about, slowly looking for my spirit helper. As I carried on walking hesitantly, I spotted something moving at the far right-hand side of the snow-covered area. I moved faster in my direction of the movement, and as I got closer, I realised that it was a white rabbit. At first I thought that this must be my helper, and therefore I asked it if it was in fact my spirit helper. However, the silence it gave in response to me suggested that it was not. It ran suddenly away from me, and I tried to follow it, to find out information about where my spirit helper would be. As I frantically ran after it, the snow beneath my feet turned into thin ice and began to crack, creating cold pools of water, which was suddenly all around me. Swimming whilst trying to look for the rabbit, I was tempted to give up on my shamanic journey. However, with a few more seconds, I had felt a warm breath on my back, which made me turn round. In front of me, on the solid snowy ground, was a large dark outline of an animal. I couldn't make out what animal it was until I managed to grab onto the snow and pull myself out of the water. The animal was a large brown and grey wolf. I asked it if it was my spirit helper, and it replied in a deep voice, "I am." The wolf led me to a part of the garden by the steps which I entered the journey from, and then stopped in order to show me a small but beautiful pink flower growing from beneath the snow. The wolf's spirit helper told me that in order to help him, I had to promise never to give up when things got hard, but instead to keep going and to have hope that things will get better. In return, the spirit informed me that he would always be there to comfort and advise me whenever I needed it. Soon after this had been said, the drumming rhythm changed and signalled that I should exit my shamanic journey. Therefore, the wolf led me to the top of the steps, and I walked back down them and into the seminar class, into reality, where I was lying with my eyes closed. From the journey which I have had, I believe that I was given a good message and also a very strong message, which I'll try to remember, and also the fact that the spirit helper said to me that it will always be there to speak to me via shamanic journey, and this made me feel very safe and comforted. At the beginning of the shamanic journey experience, I was quite dismissive of the use of this type of exercise. However, undertaking my personal journey and finding my spirit helper, I've realised how beneficial it can be to the person undertaking the journey, as I felt much stronger and more confident at the end of the journey than I had at the beginning. Parts of the journey which I felt were particularly interesting was the part when the small beautiful flower grew miraculously from beneath the thick snow in the garden. When this happened, I felt as though it was reinforcing my spirit helper's message of remaining positive and hopeful even when things seemed impossible. I thought that it would have been impossible for the flower to grow that quickly and beautifully from underneath the snow, but the fact that it did support my spirit helper's message. My journey was very interesting and quite exciting, and I benefited greatly from it, and I'm very happy that I undertook it.